Chakwet, and it's her first channeling book in her career. And the theme of this book is always about the lessons that we learn as souls on this planet Earth, and also the guides who are channeling through Sonia. They explain that Earth is a soul school, and we learn in different stages, and every experience is a lesson, and there is no sin, and also like no need to feel any guiltiness, so we need to remove all of those. And in this book the author has divided, or let's say the guides have divided into two parts. Part one has 11 lessons, and it deals with how to shatter your negative patterns and your core beliefs. And part two then guides you how to connect to your higher self, the true real self. So that's the main theme of this book. And each soul lesson we have been experiencing here as a group as an eye-opening for all of us. And most of the lessons you might have read or learned somewhere else, so it's not new all the time, but sometimes it's also very challenging to digest in. So yeah, this is the background of this book. So as every Monday we first meditate for some time, get into this state of oneness, and from there we share these energies of this soul lesson, and then in the end we have some discussion session. So with that, I welcome everyone for a short meditation. So please sit comfortably. You can sit on a chair or a sofa, and please clasp your fingers into fingers and crossing your legs. Be as comfortable as possible, closing your eyes. You observe your normal, natural breath. Just the normal breath, observing the inhalation and exhalation. Every time you have a thought, bring back your attention to the breath. Just observe the normal breath, and there will be music in the background. Last 5 minutes. Stay with your breath. Last 1 minute. Realize that you are the divine, immortal being, always in the present moment, neither past, neither future. Slowly bring back your attention to your physical body. Last 5 seconds. Okay, friends, you may slowly place your both hands on your eyes, taking in all the energy. And you may open your eyes whenever you're ready. And for those who wants to continue, please go ahead. So thank you once more for the amazing meditation today. And with that, we will let us read soul lesson number 20, which is titled Regenerate Your Soul. So the guides begin with Sonia. Regenerate your soul, your inner light, by connecting to the living sun, which is your source and the giver of life on your planet. It is not merely an impersonal fiery orb of gas, but a form of vital consciousness that affords you and all organisms on Earth and the ability to sustain yourselves. Without it, you simply could not exist. Within the burning physical sun is a consciousness, an intense, loving vibration that radiates to your world to activate, awaken, and maintain your spirit. You have a corresponding center in your body to receive and amass this life force of light, your heart. It is the equivalent of the sun in your flesh and blood self. It collects energy from the shimmering source, then sends it into every one of your cells. The more brilliance that you gather and transmit to all the parts of your being, the healthier, the happier, and more enlightened you become. When your soul absorbs light, you can actually sense and even see it in and around the body. You have a sparkle in your eyes, your aura is bright, your smile flashes, and you are set to shine. You also channel a higher level of life force into the energy field surrounding your physical self. You become attractive and magnetic. The living sun gives you the ability to achieve your full potential. Its vibration is a very specific motion of unlimited, unconditional love. It sustains you, it pours into earth, fills the plants, and becomes your fuel. It is not enough to amass sun energy into your physical self or ingest it via your nutritional sources, although this does keep you going at the most basic level. You must bring this same light into your consciousness, your mental and emotional bodies to truly evolve into an enlightened being. You do this through your heart. Once your physical self is filled with luminescence, you become a tremendous generator of love for others by sending it into the world. The more your heart is regenerated, the more you can accumulate a deep well of adoration and caring inside yourself. As a result, you become a better giver and evolve into a greater light being, thus fulfilling your purpose. You will first notice a desire for more light in your diet, and you will naturally be drawn to foods that contain high amounts of sun energy, such as fruits, vegetables, and grains. This is why so often you choose to become a vegetarian once you begin to raise your awareness of your purpose. You become sensitive of your environment as well. You need adequate illumination in your atmosphere in order to thrive. Dark places with poor or artificial light are draining to your soul and physical body as our long, dreary, grey winter spells. Although sunlight is essential to your physical and soul bodies, too much can be overtaxing, and unbridled energy presents problems. There is a risk of gathering too much brilliance, intensity, and passion at one time, throwing your system into overload. So, till here, the guides dictate that on one hand, for the physical body, the sunlight is the most essential for your physical body, and for emotional and spiritual bodies, love is the inner sun, and it is the most important thing. And having too much also, uh, like collecting too much of this, like let's say love, is also a risk according to the guides. And with this, Sonia will tell with her own experience in her own words. This year alone, I have met with more than 20 clients under the age of 40 who have skin cancer. Most of them, in one way or another, were sun worshippers in the past, not thinking twice about spending hours and hours baking outdoors in order to get a good tan, often without using any protection at all. Needless to say, not only was their skin damaged and eventually sickened, this extreme exposure now threatened other parts of their body with cancer as well. It was shocking to them and to me. Part of the problem is our general lack of respect for the power of the sun and our inattention to how it affects us on a physical level. In addition, our public policies have allowed us to destroy the ozone layer, which up until now has guarded us from the intensity of our living sun god. Sooner or later, we'll realize our mistakes and hopefully be able to correct them before we're all endangered by cancer. So this is the message from Sonia, and back to the guides. You need light every day to regenerate, but it is not necessary or wise to bask outside for hours on end. About 20 minutes is more than adequate. In the same way, it is important to moderate your expenditure of sun energy. When you express too much zeal and do not temper its force, you are said to be burning candle at both ends. This is called burnout. Follow the example of the living sun for guidance. It rises every day on schedule, infusing you with measured light energy. Then it recedes so that you can process and digest when you are fed. You do not need to be nourished non-stop. Instead, you must rest and have quiet, contemplative respites. Be aware of the mind's inclination to overexpress, overdo, and overintend, thus burning up all your solar fuel and causing you to collapse or become fatigued, exhausted, or drained, your most common ailments at this time. One of the greatest purposes of your higher self is to be a beacon to others. How much do you radiate? Do you bring more energy to others? Or are you a grim shadow? Do you shine out? Or are you full of doom and gloom? Giving and sharing illumination and love is your reason for being. Casting darkness blocks life and drains yours and others' vital force, setting you back. An enlightened being is literally one who sends forth light and affection to the planet, and your soul's destiny is to evolve and become such an ambassador. You are here to learn to be an enlightened or light being. The Lord of the universe decreed, "Let there be light." This is the most succinct directive of your purpose on earth that you will find. It is all very simple if you recognize that light is love. Now you can apply this lesson. So here is it, friends. Again, the four stages: student, apprentice, journeyman, and master. If you are full of doom and gloom, sit in the dark, constantly wear somber colors, push yourself too hard, or eat mindlessly and avoid the sun, then you are a student. If you recognize the need to take things less seriously, but find it difficult, are sensitive to the ambience of a place and react negatively when the lights are poor or not bright enough, are burned out and feel lifeless, and are attracted to cheerful, easygoing people and prefer vegetables and fruits, then you are an apprentice. If you feel a sudden attraction to lighter colors and brighter light, are inclined to be vegetarian, like to sunbath, keep the blinds open and fill your rooms with sunshine, and know when to stop, when to rest and regenerate, then you are a journeyman. If you radiate your spirit out into the world, remain upbeat and optimistic no matter what occurs, go outside daily to take in the sun and cheer people up and brighten their days, then you are a master in this lesson. So, after these four stages, finally, Sonia gives her tips. If you identify yourself as a student, purchase full spectrum light bulbs and install them around your home and workplace. Take a daily 20-minute walk outside and wear sunblock. Wear light colored clothing to reflect more illumination from your body. If you're an apprentice, eat more vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. Open your heart and forgive those against whom you hold grudges. If you are a journeyman, intentionally infuse others with the radiance of your open spirit. Wear gold or crystals near your heart to gather more solar energy into your body. Remove yourself immediately from all toxic environments. If you are on your way to mastering this lesson, bring light to situations and people. Keep your heart open by taking nothing and no one personally. Finally, your soul's lesson. Let the sun shine in. Your soul's purpose to bring more light into the world. So, thank you, friends. This is the end of the soul lesson. Regenerate your soul. So, quite an interesting topic. Thank you so much once again. And yeah, please share with us what do you think? Which points did you like more? So, please go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you. Hi, Ram.
Hi, Sashank. Yeah, wonderful meditation and another nice soul lesson. I do see two how simple things even masters take care of to share to all of us. This is what I realized in the soul lesson to an extent of how to connect to the sunlight, and at the same time how they share on share the light that is within you, how you realize. So, so very beautiful. Thanks a lot, Shashank. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ram. Nice way, very nice way of summarizing. Thank you. Hi, Vindhya ji.
Hello, Master Shashank. Beautiful lesson again. Very, very beautiful.
Thank
Uh,
you.
yeah, I don't know. No, when you began, you started talking about how we would, how we need light and how we would see it, how our soul, when it absorbs light, you see it in your eyes, your smile. It's so true. So many times when um, I don't do meditation for some reason or something, I myself, when I look in the mirror, I can see myself dull, and I'm like, is it me? It is, so many questions like that. And again, when I'm up and doing meditation and full of energy, I can see that in my eyes and smile. So I'm sure everybody else can see that too. So I was resonating with what you were saying there, how our soul needs the light. And then about the sunlight, uh, yeah, my mind was, I was thinking about when we grew up. I was like in India, we were in abundant sunlight. I don't know, does it matter where you are? Because there are people like in different regions where there may be hardly, some sunlight available. So I'm sure their lives are different. And do they need to consider that, how much sunlight is needed? And like you were talking about using sunblock, that too, to be cautious. I never realized that we needed to be cautious. These days, I do see bright sunlight does bother me. And the other day, I was talking to somebody, and because I do the spiritual tablets, I volunteer, and I came across somebody, and they were saying, she says she's so used to sunlight. She feels like she needs the sunlight, and when there's no sun, she's so anxious and she's going into depression and things like that. So all these thoughts were just going through my mind as you're saying. So I'm contemplating along with all of you on these. If you have any thought on that, do share. Thank you.
Yes, Vindhya, thank you for sharing. Yeah, for me also, when I read this lesson, it really lets me contemplate. And I have my fair share of experience, having too much of sun's energy, like on a summer in Europe here, because like from India, as you said, we are exposed to a lot of sunlight. And completely on a physical note, we are more, near, let's say, to the poles compared to where we are in India. So the UV radiation is quite high, and that's the reason to be respectful and also to use a blocker, like a sunblock. But I think it really depends from one body to another. uh, don't know how everyone can react, so I think it's a personal choice,
Yeah,
like
and I think
as
we need to earth also ourselves, right? When we absorb too much, I think we need to that's why none of us these days do that kind of thing, walk around without slippers or do other things,
mm,
where the energy is stored within us, but not going to the back to the earth or something. I'm not sure. I heard of that too. So I was thinking
yeah,
we
yeah,
need to be
yeah.
conscious with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can share one experience with all of you. There is something called sun gazing that you might all have heard of it. There are very, very yeah, great people who does it. Sun gazing is like gazing at the sun, not continuously, but only at specific periods of time, like just at rising sun and also when during sunset, and
So
then
this is like
you
meditation, right?
it's a open-eyed meditation.
Yes,
And
I heard of it.
I did this for like 40 days, and I could really feel the energy, like that I'm communicating with the sun. And it is said to that the soft rays, so it's not UV radiation because it's just closer to sunrise and sunset, so you are more yeah, it doesn't yeah, it's not bad for you. So I really experienced some very healing energies. I wish I could do that, but you need to have continuous sunlight during these times. And yeah,
And that
here,
actually, I think our ancient ancestors made us do sun salutation, and I think that's what the
yes,
whole thing. And nowadays,
yeah,
it's become part of yoga, where you don't even need sun to do that. That really defies the whole purpose, I think. But
that's what we are missing. And
yes,
recently, like we also had one session on prana, and sun is the source of prana here, and this is this is the life energy that it is distributing across. So we are so much connected to the sun. Yeah.
yeah, it seems so simple, yet it's we don't get it.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. So hi, Madhavi, Master Madhavi.
Hi, Shashank. Thank you very much for the meditation as well as the session. And when we you were talking about the sun, actually, so then I raised my hand. Actually, basically, when you're saying that sun gazing,
Mhm.
um, at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, this is. I mean, you all know about it, like sun gazing. 6 in the morning, especially in India. 6 to 7 is the rays, which are very, very important for the body and for the eyes and for everything, actually. And that time they all sit on the sun gazing. And don't ask me how I know, because I came from that family, actually. So, and we also used to do the sun salutations just now, like Vindhya ji said just now, the sun salutations, like doing the Surya Namaskaras and then also doing the yogic thing. But that energy, what we get it at that moment is really, really a lot, actually. And then the whole day, you can do a lot, many things. So nowadays, because we are in Germany and it's cold countries, we don't even get up, it is so cold and it is so dark. We don't even see the sun. And that way, our energies are so down. I mean, especially I can feel that. I can see that. The days when I was there in India and the days over here, that time my energies were so much actually. Like I used to do everything. I used to go for sports, doing a lot of, I had 7 to 8 kinds of pets and then a big family, like going all around there. And then I used to feel how my energy got. And now here it is so much down, like completely nothing. And this is all because I think you're right, because of the sun or because of that energy, we don't get it here. Yeah. And thank you so much for the for the meditation. Your sessions are so nice actually. And I was like able to dance actually.
Great that you joined again.
Yeah,
We
yes.
like your energies
I
a
mean,
lot.
really, I mean, the moment there are some masters who really, as soon as they play the music and they try to soothe and they try to say something, then I'm like completely lost and like really dancing like anything, like full of joy and full of blissful. And it's really amazing actually. Every day it's a new experience, I would say. And thank you so much. Really.
Yes, Master. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. Yeah. So yeah, anybody else, friends? You can look up to sun gazing. It's a like wherever, like whenever you find sun, it's a very good practice. And it's also like you don't gaze at the sun directly, let's say like for 20 minutes. No, that's not the goal. You really start with let's say 2 seconds, and you gradually increase that to 5 seconds the next week, and the week after 10 seconds. So it goes very gradually so that your eyes accustom to the sun. And even while gazing, you don't stare directly at the sun, but you maintain very soft gaze and let the eye naturally close whenever it needs a rest, and you go back and looking at the sun. In that way you won't really stress your eyes. And yeah, it's like it has to be experienced by everyone. You need to experiment. And it's there are masters who don't eat anything, just taking this energy from the sun. And this takes some mastery. So but at least you can yeah, during this sun gazing, you also stand barefoot on the earth. So all the energy, like you become like part of a circuit. And like I myself, I felt extremely energetic after this session. But it's only possible in summers, in at least in here in Germany. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. So thank you so much for for your participation today. And with this, I will give to Ram.
Yeah, thanks Shashank again, and thanks everyone for the participation. And so, if you allow Shashank, shall we end the session?
Yes, Ram, please. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So, friends, we will all meet again tomorrow morning. Till then, I wish you all a wonderful time. Namaste.
Thank you, all the masters, and thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.